there! I'm so glad I found you. My name is Sam, and this is my channel, Freedom Chaser. This channel is dedicated to anybody who's looking to have more freedom in life. Me personally, I'm on my journey to be debt-free so I could have more freedom in life. And today, I'm going to specifically be talking about one of the tools that I've been using to get out of debt. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss it. So I started on my debt-free journey about 3 years ago, I'll say, and I'll admit it has been very, very difficult. A lot of trial and error. In the very beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I didn't want to owe anybody any money. So I got a lot of advice. I read a lot of books. Like I said, a lot of trial and error. But recently, well, I say recently, about 6 months ago, I had gotten the chance to attend a Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University. Now, if there's any Dave Ramsey fans out there, then you guys know how big of a success he is and his program and how many people that it's benefited. I, for one, I wasn't going to go to the university because at the time I wasn't working. And so the tickets they cost money, and I didn't want to spend the extra money. And then I thought, in my head, I thought, well, I already know the Dave Ramsey steps, so I don't need to go to that thing. But my friend surprised me with a free ticket, so I went ahead and took it. So I went, and I learned so much more than I could have learned just by reading his books. In fact, here's one of his books that I had. Kind of tore. It's called The Total Money Makeover, which is basically his 7 baby steps to becoming wealthy. See, you've got this right here. Total Money Makeover. Yeah, so I read this before I got that ticket, so I thought I was good to go. I knew everything. But being at that university around other people who were doing the same things as me, it was really motivating, and it was really encouraging to hear other people's stories. And today I just kind of want to give you a review of that university and just kind of tell you what I learned, and if anybody's interested in doing it, I would definitely recommend it. One of the benefits to going to the university was that they gave us a workbook to kind of guide us. It's right here. It has really good information in it. It's got all the steps in it, like super detailed, and it also has workbooks, work things you can, like budgeting papers, and really good action steps that you can take to try to get more towards your goal. Great discussion questions. Also some really good key terms, like words you may not know, like a sinking fund. I didn't know what that was. Good things about insurance. And also, when I signed up, they gave me access to Dave Ramsey's website with a whole bunch of more extra stuff. I first want to start off by saying that Dave Ramsey keeps it really, really simple. His 7 steps are extremely easy to follow. They can be a little bit difficult, especially if you're not making a lot of money, or if you don't have the right mindset. But I just want to say he keeps it very, very simple down to the point. I'm just going to go over the steps briefly. The first step that Dave Ramsey recommends is to save up $1,000 emergency fund. This is for if you have a flat tire or you have an unexpected medical bill. Some people would say that you need more than $1,000 for an emergency because prices of things aren't that cheap, and sometimes emergencies come up that are way more than $1,000. But Dave Ramsey suggests put away $1,000 in a savings and do not touch it no matter what unless it's an absolute emergency. His second step for financial freedom is to get yourself out of debt, and he likes to use the Snowball Method, which is you pay off the smallest debt first, and then after you pay all that off, you take the money from that you were paying on that small debt and carry it over and work on the second debt. And once the second debt's paid off, you take all the money from you were using on the first debt and the second debt to pay off the third debt until you reach all your debts. However, he says on the second step, pay all the debt off except the mortgage. Third step, Dave Ramsey suggests that you stock away 3 to 6 months savings of your expenses. So your living expenses, if an emergency were to come up, you lose your job, or I don't know, a crisis in the U.S., then you would have 3 to 6 months to live on. However, if you are by yourself and you're not a couple, I would personally recommend, maybe 6 to 9 months, just because if you don't have anybody to kind of lean back on or help, it would probably be wise to have a little bit more. That's just my opinion. Fourth step, Dave Ramsey suggests that you invest 15% of your income into some type of retirement. I'm not at that step yet, but he recommends, he talks a lot about mutual funds and also your 401k, contributing to that, start adding to that for retirement. Step number 5, he recommends saving money for your children's education, college education. If that is important that you pay for your children, then that says David says to go ahead and start doing that. The 6th step Dave recommends is to pay off your mortgage. Just put everything you can and dump it on the house and just get that burden off. The 7th step he recommends is to build wealth and give. Build wealth, other ways to invest, maybe get into real estate. I don't know if he specifically talked about what ways to build wealth, but there are ways, and to also give. Also, he says to give like no one else, donate, charities, help out people who need help, certain things like that. So those are just a quick recap of the 7 steps that he has. A couple things that I took home from the university. I took home that this is, like I said in the beginning of this video, this is a really good, simple guide to follow. If you are trying to get out of debt and you have no clue where to start, I would definitely recommend getting a Dave Ramsey book or attending his university. Generally there's people there that can answer any and all questions you may have. It is a really fantastic place to start if you don't know where to start. Another thing I took home from this course is that it does not matter how old you are or how much debt you have. Older people sometimes think, I'm too old to get out of debt. I have to keep working. Like they just think that they're too old, but really being out of debt and financially free, I think it's possible for any age. And also it doesn't matter how much you owe, as long as you keep pushing forward and taking on the step. These steps are set up for, if you're in debt for $500 or $500,000 or wherever your debt is sitting, it should work. The last thing that I took home from this course, and probably the most valuable, is that the root of all of our money problems that we think we have, it's because of our view on money. It's how we think, it's how we're conditioned. Society has told us to spend, spend, spend. They don't tell us to save, save, save. There are marketing experts out there who know exactly what to say, how to say it, when to say it, how to make you feel, so you can buy their products. And it's just a conditioning of our mind that those people out there can do to us, so we spend. So it's not the marketer's fault that we're in debt. It's not the car salesman's fault. They're trained to make you spend money. So when I left the university, I really realized that it's nobody's fault but our own that we're sitting in debt. When I was younger and I acquired all this debt, I was just doing what everybody else was doing. They had a new car, so I had to get a new car and new shoes and take out loans for school. You don't have to do all that stuff, You don't have to keep up with the Joneses. So yeah, the root of our money problems is us. It's not anybody else's fault that we're in debt. So since it's our fault, it's up to us to get out of debt. So like I said, these steps are excellent tools to help guide us to get out of debt. So we got in it, we got to get ourselves out. So even though I personally and a lot of y'all have spent years and years just learning that we need to spend and spend, the good news is that we can unlearn those things. Reading books about money, being wise and frugal, and watching YouTube videos and other videos and listening to podcasts. Start filling your mind up with stuff like that instead of, the latest gadget, because those are expensive. Just start changing what kind of information you put into your mind, and it'll help this journey to get out of debt a whole lot smoother. Thank you guys so much for watching this quick review on Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. If you guys are interested, I wrote a blog on this video, but it is much more in depth, and I will put the link to it below. I also wrote a follow-up blog on things you can do to save money and get out of debt faster. Some great tips in there, so I'll also drop that link below. So if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe and give it a thumbs up. If not, let me know what you didn't like. Y'all have a great day.